Hello, I'm Rafaela. Thanks for visiting Toastmasters International, where more than 4 million people have gained the confidence to communicate and lead in any circumstance. They've done this by becoming a member of a Toastmasters club. Toastmasters has a network of more than 13,000 clubs around the world to choose from. And although the format isn't exactly the same in all of these clubs, one thing is consistent. Members give speeches, take on meeting roles, and have a great time learning. If you're interested in seeing what a typical club meeting is like, please join me at my club, the Bright and Early Toastmasters. Your timing is perfect. The meeting is just about to begin. During a club meeting, a few members volunteer to take on meeting roles, such as Toastmaster of the Day, Timer, Grammarian, or Evaluator. Some members give speeches. Club meetings are free to visit, and when you do, you'll have a chance to find out about the communication and leadership skills members develop every time they participate.
All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Bright and Early Toastmasters Club. I call this meeting to order.
Nicholas is our club president. He starts every meeting by welcoming us and introducing the Toastmaster of the day.
And for order of business, I'd like to introduce Jay, our Toastmaster.
The Toastmaster of the day is the chair of a meeting. Jay's job as today's Toastmaster is to introduce speakers and keep the meeting rolling along. It's great practice for leading meetings. Jay starts the meeting by introducing the people who will fill the meeting roles. The purpose of the meeting roles is to help members improve their skills in both communication and leadership by providing feedback and evaluation.
And now I'd like to introduce our awe counter, Deborah.
Many clubs use an awe counter at meetings. This person helps Toastmasters keep track of filler words they use while speaking. At the end of each meeting, the awe counter reports how many ahs, ums, and other filler words each speaker used. This helps members become more aware of unintended words or sounds they make when they speak.
And now I'd like to introduce our grammarian, Danielle.
Hi everybody.
The grammarian's job is to listen to the way members speak and provide feedback that helps them build their language skills.
I also introduce a word for practice, and today's word is industrious, okay? Which means to work energetically and devotedly. So somebody who's very hardworking is industrious. If you can, use this in your speeches today.
With the grammarian's help, every member can stretch his or her vocabulary. And if a member says something with flair, the grammarian calls attention to it. Not all clubs have an awe counter. Sometimes the grammarian does that job too.
And now I'd like to introduce Seth, our timer.
Today, Seth is our timer. The timer helps to keep the meeting on schedule and times each speech. The timer uses two important tools, a stopwatch and timing lights. With the stopwatch, he'll measure how long someone speaks down to the second. And using the green, amber, and red timing lights, he alerts speakers to how long they've spoken and how much time they have left, because an important part of speaking and leading is using your time well. Next, Jay introduces Cheyenne, the general evaluator for this meeting.
Hello everyone, I'm Cheyenne. As the general evaluator today, I'm going to report on the overall flow of your meeting, and then I'll provide feedback on how we can improve our club meetings overall.
In her role as general evaluator, Cheyenne takes notes throughout the meeting and reports back to everyone, giving specific feedback on how well the meeting flowed and also on how future meetings might be improved. For example, did each member who had a role prepare ahead of time? Did they perform their duties correctly? Cheyenne will be sure to point out what worked and what didn't. In every club meeting, there are at least 2 members who will present a speech. These speakers don't just stand up and start talking. They use the guidelines in the Competent Communication, or CC manual, or the Advanced Communication Series, ACS manuals, to fully prepare their presentations and achieve the objectives for each speech. The CC manual speeches usually last 5 to 7 minutes. ACS manual project speeches are 5 to 7 minutes or longer depending upon the assignment. Every speaker who has prepared a speech in advance enjoys one of Toastmasters' greatest benefits, evaluation. Think of it as having a friend watch you practice a speech and then give you helpful feedback. The speaker usually meets with the evaluator before the meeting and asks to be watched for some aspects of the talk.
Hi everyone, Leslie is working on project number 4 on how to say it.
Today, Leslie will give a prepared speech and David is set to evaluate it. First, he announces her goals and what she asked him to consider while he watches her give her speech.
Let's welcome Leslie up to share her secrets of Texas Hold'em.
Now Leslie gives her speech. She is chosen to present project number 4 in the Competent Communication Manual, How to Say It.
Hi everyone! So I have a few secrets about Texas Hold'em. I play a lot and I've learned that mostly it's gentlemen at the table. So female coming in like myself, they don't think I know how to play.
Her objective is to select the right words and build the best sentences to communicate clearly, accurately, and vividly. After Leslie's speech, club members take a moment to jot their feedback on an evaluation form that they will give directly to Leslie. She'll use that feedback along with David's evaluation to improve her speeches in the future. Areas of study and practice include organizing your thoughts, getting to the point, delegating, mentoring, controlling your voice, working with visual aids, getting comfortable with gestures, and more. Nicholas is giving a prepared speech too. He is working toward an advanced communication goal.
The title of his speech is How My Dog Found Me. Nicholas.
Thank you, Jay. Talk about a subject that really tugs at my heart. Because not only is this a story about how my dog found me, but it's how I found my wife.
In addition to prepared speeches, we always set aside a few minutes for table topics. This is often the most challenging and the most fun part of our meetings.
And now I'd like to introduce Joyce, our topics master.
Situations come up in everyone's life where they have to think fast and say just the right thing. It might be a job interview, a sales meeting, or a dinner conversation. We use table topics to practice and hone the skill of impromptu speaking. The Table Topics Master prepares questions before the meeting, and participants are given 1 to 2 minutes to deliver their response. Joyce is our Table Topics Master today. She always has great questions.
Hey Lou, would you like to come up and tell us about a time you were really scared?
Sure.
Great.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, I've never been scared a day in my life.
Now it's time for David to offer his evaluation of Leslie's speech. Based on his conversation with Leslie before the meeting, he focuses on the areas she was working on. Did she use her hands to gesture well? Did she control her voice throughout the speech? What did she do especially well, and what are some ideas for improvement?
So then, Leslie, you did a great job today with the speech. You had very strong eye contact.
After everyone has given their prepared and impromptu speeches, the members vote on who they think did the best job that day. In Toastmasters, members learn how to evaluate meetings and improve their team effort. To do this, the meeting functionary roles and the general evaluator provide feedback to the club so members can learn what worked and what needed improvement. Toastmasters always want to improve what they do, and this includes their meetings. We pass our ballots forward to the ballot counter. Seth lets everyone know if they stayed within their targeted times for their planned and impromptu speeches. This helps members learn how to manage time while speaking.
In table topics, everyone stayed within their time limit. And for our speakers, Leslie, you took 4 minutes and 35 seconds, and Nick, you took 5 minutes and 42 seconds. Great job, everyone.
At this point, the ah counter, Deborah, reports on the number of ahs and ums that were said when people gave speeches today. Keeping track this way really helps speakers learn how to control their use of filler words, use pauses, and focus on their message.
I'd say all in all, we've done a very good job today in not using our filler words. I do want to just make a little note for Lou's story. You used and so it just sort of connected all your sentences and it was one giant run-on sentence. But everything else was great. Y'all were really good.
As Grammarian, Danielle reports on how well everyone did with their word choices. She tells us which speakers remembered to use the word of the day, if one of the table topics participants used a nice turn of phrase to describe something, and if anyone used a word or sentence incorrectly.
I am pleased to report that everyone who used our word of the day used it correctly, And Nicholas was industrious in his phrasing, using words like precocious and industrious to describe his dog. And Leslie educated us as well as entertained us, telling us about her industrious career as a poker player. Great job, everybody.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Pantelis, our Sergeant at Arms, presents ribbons for Best Speaker, Evaluator, and Table Topics Participant.
Hi everyone, ballots are in and counting. So the best evaluator for today is David. And the ribbon for Best Table Topics goes to Lou. And last but not least, the ribbon for Best Speaker goes to Leslie.
Whether you win an award or not, you gain something from each meeting. Everyone joins Toastmasters with a personal goal. Maybe it's a goal to become a more confident presenter, or learn how to run a meeting, or think on your feet. Whatever it is, you can achieve your goal if you participate. So what's your goal?
Terrific meeting, you guys. Thank you for having me as your Toastmaster. Let's bring Nicholas, our club president, back up to close out our meeting.
I hereby bring the bright and early Toastmasters meeting to a close. I'll see you all next week. Thank you.
To learn more about how you can become the speaker or leader you want to be, visit the Member Experience section of the website. Or to find a Toastmasters Club meeting near you, click on the Find button at www.toastmasters.org. Thanks for joining me today.